everybody's mind is like a fingerprint. You know, everybody don't have the same fingerprint. You know, your mind thinks differently. You're a victim of your circumstances. So if you're around this kind of arena, this is what you gonna become. You done heard the thing that the game don't change, but people do?
Yes.
Yeah.
So hear what I say, for it is the truth you see. There can only be one, the original.
OG. 2 letters that define respect. Welcome to the original OGs. I created the original OGs to document the forgotten parts of American history. I want to recognize and give a voice to the men and women that have climbed to the top of their game. Believe me, the men and women that sit in front of this marquee have been authenticated as original OGs. My name is Mr. Rick. Welcome to my world, a world of the originals, the unique. Welcome to the original OGs. Welcome to the Original OG Podcast, and I'm your host, Mr. Rick. Today we have with us the one and only Grandmaster. Brother, it is my pleasure to have you here.
Ain't no doubt. Glad to be here.
The real deal.
Ain't no doubt.
How you feeling today?
I feel great.
Good. Where you from? Where did your parents come from?
I was originally born and raised in Fresno, California, to around 1985. My mother was raised up in Mississippi, and my father was raised up in Oklahoma. I had some stories that was told to me as time went on about the covered wagons. They took a covered wagon from Oklahoma, Mississippi, all the way to Washington. They were riding horses at the time.
Yes, sir.
So they went up over the hill. The horse wouldn't make it, so they had to get out and push the wagon up over the hill to go down, and they end up in Seattle, Washington. So this was before my time.
Well, like me, I got those stories from my parents in my home, and I'm sure you did too. And I'm asking the question because we have to know what the past is, where we came from, in order to understand who we are.
Right.
So what led them to want to come north?
Before my time, I come up under poverty myself. I got a glimpse of it. But before then, those people went from one state to another state looking for work to raise their family. Now, this is before my time. So my mother and father ended up leaving there, coming into Fresno, California, and that's where I was born. Mm-hmm. But before I was born, they had a daughter, which was my oldest sister, and they had a son, which is my oldest brother, looked just like me, and my sister looked just like my other sister. During this time, they had outhouses in the back where you didn't have a bathroom or toilet in the house like we have today. You had to boil the water to take a bath for the kids and the grown people.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that, brother.
So my oldest brother, they used to raise the chickens so they can cook them, clean them in the tub, and they take them in there for their food, you know, feed the families. But my oldest brother was 2-3 years old, and he fell into that water and scalded himself to death.
Oh, wow.
And that's how he died.
Wow.
My older sister, she in turn and died. So 2 years later, I was born, and my other sister was born. So that's how that came about. That hurt my mother for all the time I can remember. Mm-hmm. Because all of my family, they used to all come to my mother and father's house, and she took care of the whole family. Mm-hmm. Aunties, nephews, uncles.
I know that story well.
And it was a gang of them there when that happened.
Yeah.
And she wondered why did they let her baby die like that.
They came north. Were they trying to escape that situation in hopes of finding something new in the north?
No. Basically, they was looking for somewhere to find some work to raise their family and survive.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about, being in poverty. That was before my time, your time, and everybody's time that I know.
Right. No, I get it. My grandmother told me all of those stories. So, you know, after being in the North for a while, and experiencing life, your upbringing in California, specifically where?
Fresno, California.
Fresno. So what was your upbringing like there?
Well, when I was a kid, I didn't know what the struggle was because I looked at my mother and father like they could rule the world,
Right.
not knowing that they were struggling to take care of the family. So as I got to be 4, 5 years old, my mother wanted me to be something, so she sent me to a class to learn how to play a violin.
Wow.
So I got pretty good at that, but I hated the fact that it was a violin.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it, not at all.
I get it.
I had to go to Sunday school every Sunday, go to church every Sunday. I hated that. But all of my little young friends, I was real young, 6, 7 years old. All my friends there, their families there, the little bad kids in the neighborhood, that's where they went to Sunday school to try to learn something that keep everybody balanced. So as time went on, I went to school. I was pretty smart in school. I used to walk to kindergarten 2, 3 blocks away, which people don't allow their kids to do today. I used to get 50 cents to go run an errand for the lady next door
That was bad.
to go to the store for. I'd walk. All the little things the kids do as a kid. As
Right.
time went on, I started going to second, third grade. Which I became one of the smartest kids in school. But the bad kids and the smart kids don't mix because they was calling them squares or sedity, whatever. I didn't
Right.
want no parts of that.
Right.
The most rough and raw it is, that's the kids I want to be around.
Exactly.
So they had a test one day for everybody in school. Everybody failed the test but one person. It was me and a Chinese girl battling to see who was going to win, which I didn't want everybody to see me as being sedity, so I missed the word on purpose. So I wouldn't be called the sedity,
Right,
so I can keep
right.
running with the Rough Riders.
Right.
So that's kind of how it was for me coming up. So as time went on, I went on to the 8th grade. I started seeing these Cadillacs ride through, because all I ever knew was people come from the projects that didn't have anything.
Right.
Stealing, the kids steal and breaking houses, and because they didn't have nothing to eat at home, stay in the projects. I had to be fortunate enough, being a couple of friends of mine that had mothers, fathers that took care of. We didn't have to go through that struggle.
Right.
So as time went on, I kept elevating up into another situation where I'm looking out the window to these Cadillacs, which was pimps riding through in Cadillacs. I thought that was the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life.
What year was that?
That had to be in 1959 or 60.
Oh, wow. And so let me interject this question. Now here we are. You're beginning to create some form of imagination.
Right.
At what point did you transition your culture into another lifestyle?
I was one of them kids that never even cussed or smoked a cigarette in front of my mother and father. That's the kind of respect I had for them. So I tried to do everything to show them that they had what they intend to raise up a good kid. So 7th, 8th grade, we went to one transition to another. We went from the gangs to getting in high school to watching the players. So around 11th or 12th grade, but me keep watching these Cadillacs and these players ride through leaning, and looking good and sharp. I go down Chinatown one night, and I see a friend of mine by the name of Milton Peters. Actually, he wasn't my friend at the time. We became friends later, but I just wanted to see the pimps and the hoes because that was exciting to me.
What excited you about
The
that?
flash, I mean, they were so sharp and hair fixed, the jewelry and the suits. People wasn't accustomed to that. All the people that I knew were overalls and dirty pants going to the grape fields, cotton fields, and stuff of that
Oh, I
nature.
get it. Go
That
ahead.
didn't move me because I never wanted that for my life.
Right, I get it.
So summertime we had to go out, pick cotton and cut grapes. I hated that. So I had to find something that I could feel more comfortable with, was pitching watermelon. So I had an uncle that used to go pitch watermelon, so I went out there with him because that was a man's job. So I gave that a shot. Every year, we would go out there in the summertime, so we had to buy school clothes. So when I turned 16, I went out there for the last time because they worked me so hard. I went to sleep seeing watermelons coming through my head all night long. I never went back to that cotton field. I mean, the watermelon field. So at that time, I had a girlfriend. We got together, a few of the guys I went to school with. This was around 11th, 12th grade. They started getting a little welfare checks for the women. That's how initially everything started.
Right.
So we felt like if we was getting money from a woman, we feel like we was
Right.
enhancing whatever we was.
You in the game now.
Yeah. So now getting the feet where we was apprentices, this is all we was doing, but everybody else getting theirs from the track, the older guys, So I transitioned into the guy come to me, and I used to dress real sharp as a youngster, So a friend of mine come to me and say, have you ever thought about being a pimp? I said, no. He say, I said, why you ask me that? He said, you look like one, you dress like one, and you got a prostitute. So I looked around. I said, what's she at? He says, your woman. He said, you got to get one woman that's in your corner. And I thought about it. So I went home about a week or so, start mashing, So the girl said, okay, let's give it a shot. I take and sit her down. I mean, it was just a touch and go situation there. She wasn't no hell of a hooker or nothing, But so I'm riding down the street, and this lady had come, put the lights on, start flagging me down. So I stopped. It was two of them, matter of fact. They said, can I ride with you? I said, yeah, okay, come on. This one lady was out of Oakland, the other was out of Fresno. I kind of went to school with her. So, back during this time, we had the JFK hairstyles, nothing doing nothing major when it come to the game, but, we was getting our feet wet,
Right.
A couple friends of mine, about four of us, So at this time, the girl looked upside my head and said, well, I like him. So the girl said, all you got to do is get your money, get and choose it. Now, these were veteran hoes,
Right.
But I wasn't a veteran pimp at the time. I was an apprentice, So that night, she gave me some money that night, and this was in 1964. I got the disease and never could get rid of it.
You just said you got the disease.
Yeah,
There's a lot that goes with a disease.
sure it is.
So what some of those diseases, or what is connected to that disease?
Okay, for instance, you got a lot of young Macs that come up into the life. When we say the disease, that means they put it in their mind as pimp or die, That's a disease.
Right.
Something that you can't hardly get rid of. And that's what they have for many, many years, and a whole lot of them, until they got old enough to be able to open their eyes and open their mind to take their life into a better place, elevate higher, It takes time for that. It's a transition that you go through in life.
I get it.
So I went through that for like 20 years. Life had got so good. My parents disagreed with it. My mother I went to my mother's one time, she say, boy, what I hear about you being the biggest pimp in town. And I used to hide everything from mother. 'Cause I wouldn't even take my cars. I'd pull my
Right.
Cadillacs around the corner. I
Walk
wouldn't even
around
go
the
there. I got to
house.
hear it all the time, And she said, "We didn't raise you like that. Where you learn that at?" So I just kind of ignored it, and I just didn't want to hear it, because I'm making a living now. I
Yeah.
come out of the poverty
You done
state.
bought into it.
Yeah, I'm driving a new Cadillac, got big jewelry, and my hair fixed pretty. All the women on me, So that's kind of where my life had went, So you couldn't tell me anything about nothing because I'm getting more money than the president.
Exactly.
So this is what everybody is dreaming for, to live a nice life, So
The American dream.
yeah, that's how I got caught up into it, Everybody's mind is like a fingerprint. Everybody don't have the same fingerprint. Your mind thinks differently. Water seeks its own level. You're a victim of your circumstances. So if you're around this kind of arena, this is what you gonna become. So I advise all youngsters. This is steps that you take. Life changes. It don't stay the same. You done heard the thing that the game don't change, but people do.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of where it be. So I transitioned myself personally. Things start happening in life. God carries a fool, takes care of you, but once he cut that string on you and let you go, you're on your own.
Okay.
So in turn, you're gonna be go through trials and tribulations. It's a roller coaster ride when it comes to life because you're rolling the dice, you're gambling with everything that's going on out there because things don't stay the same.
Exactly.
You look like everything gonna be the same for the next 2 years, but you can bump your head the next week. Be on top of the world and look down and something happen to you down here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody don't have the strength to get back. So it's a roller coaster ride. Some go to robbing, some go to killing, some go to drugs. They don't tell them where you might go. It all depends where your strength lies on the inside.
Exactly. Where are you at in your life now?
Well, I transitioned after going through my downfalls. It educated me and taught me a lesson. So the older you get, the wiser you get.
Hopefully.
Should be anyway.
Okay.
But anyway, myself, it made me wiser.
Yes.
I opened up and seen where life was going with me, somewhere I didn't want it to go. I fell down, tried again. Fell down, tried again. Fell down, tried again. Now I done snapped. If I want something different to happen, I got to do something different.
Exactly.
So I took my life, I elevated, and I started doing constructive things in my life. I started writing books.
Wow.
I started putting movies together. I
Wow.
got 4 or 5 movies together. One is called My Life Over the Top.
Wow.
The other one's called A Familiar Lie. I produced a movie called Baby in the Hood.
Wow.
I got another movie that's coming out now called Panache. I have another movie it's in production right now on my life. So I learned to have patience, something I never had before.
I get it.
I used to be a speeder.
I get it.
I ain't got time to wait. Y'all wait. I ain't got time.
Yeah, I'm gone.
So now I don't do anything. I'm a retired man because I'm able to lose myself and find myself. So once I find myself, no looking back. It used to be a time that I pull up at a restaurant to eat. Police coming in, I got to go.
Right.
I think they're all looking at me because I'm out of line.
They ain't studying
Yeah,
you.
but I don't have to do that no more.
Right.
My kid's mother had a wreck. I felt so good because at one time I had 20 cars, 5 houses, closet full of mink coats, long, short, every kind you name, $1 million worth of jewelry, prettiest houses, mansions, everything. They knocked me down and took it all. And I was almost 50 years old when it happened. And I got into life when I was like 63, in 1963. So I had a long, successful run. I had enough for the rest of my life, I didn't have to worry about nothing. I used to count money all night, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, take it and put it up. So you never know what direction life might take you, what journey it might take you on. You never know the reason why.
Exactly.
To me, it educated me. So
Good point. I don't want to interrupt you, but you don't know where life is going to lead you at a certain point. We never really know until the end of it, and that's where you were supposed
once
to
you
be.
get your final destination, you can look back on your past
Right.
and direct your future.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
and get on a positive note.
I'm saying that to ask you, where you are right now, how do you feel? Where do you feel? What do you feel as far as your journey and where life wanted you to be?
Well, I tell you this. I've been the biggest fool a person could ever be. The world looked at me like I was a king. But to myself, I knew I was a damn fool. Because what I thought it wasn't. I'm blind. Because glamour blinds you. Bright lights in Vegas blind you. You know, I used to wouldn't even send my game to Vegas because they get to look at them bright lights. They couldn't give me no money.
Okay.
They gonna be too much looking at the pretty lights.
He took care of no
So I
business.
sit where it's dark. but anyway, you know, I teach all kids now. I don't glamorize fast lane. I don't glamorize what they call negativity because there's too many ways for you to win the right way and don't have nothing to happen to you unless you don't
Exactly.
take care of yourself and die from natural causes
Exactly.
or something stupid, you know.
You know, you're a very successful person today. And some of the things that you're able to do today, business-wise and community-wise, how you help the community. I know that today, the space that you're in control of your space, and you choose to help a lot of people.
Yeah. The thing that I preach and I teach and I talk to everybody, I don't promote the fast lane, the gang, pimping. I don't promote that.
Exactly.
I promote going to school, get educated, get your credit together, and
Say
take
it
your
again.
time, and you're going to win in the long run. That's the promised land, you know. We living for the promised land. We ain't running for no hope and guess and no theories.
Okay.
We want facts.
Okay.
You know, a megalodon is the biggest shark in the ocean. You know, a shark will grow 8 feet in a fish tank, but in the ocean it's gonna grow 80 feet. So you got to elevate your mind and being on a positive note and surround yourself around positive people.
Yes.
Somebody can that have experiences and that took the downfalls for you, so you don't have to go through that.
That's what I want
I
to
teach
hear.
my kids that.
That's what
So
I
I done
wanna
did all
hear.
this here, struggling, and you know, and
You
all
ain't
this
got
here.
to do it.
Yeah, y'all don't have to do that.
There's a gorilla in the closet. You don't have to go in there.
I'm one of the most fortunate people because my heart has always been good. You know, I'm one of the most fortunate people to lost. Go through the it's a lot of people in the life in the game that never even had a new car.
Thank you.
I've been riding brand new since 1963.
Wow.
Every year.
Wow.
I'm driving top of flight stuff right now after then took it all 2 or 3 times. Not no one or two, 2 or 3 times. Took everything, wiped me out, and sent me and laid me down.
Yes.
That don't happen all the time. Just like people don't hit the lottery and win all the time.
Hey, man.
So
that ain't easy to do.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You know, that's
so
not
I wouldn't
easy to
advise
do
that
at all.
for nobody. You know,
Exactly.
when they took everything from me, I started to give up myself. I looked up to the sky. I said, why would I give up? Well, the sky is the limit. The
They ain't
sky
got there
is
yet.
the limit. Why would I give up right here? If this little stuff is nothing, that was just a stepping stone.
Exactly.
That's what gave me a strength to get back. Me and God had a talk, and we wrote it out together.
Hey, man, you know, there's something I've always wanted to ask you, and I feel this may be an appropriate place, and you may not mind, but
It's open book.
yeah, I'm respectful toward you, brother. I have
Right.
nothing but respect for you. But I'm so inquisitive. You came up with the Ward brothers.
Yes, I did.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
You know,
Used to be at my house. Left my house when they were doing the Mac. Left my house 2 weeks, he was dead. Used to be at my house all the
Frank.
time.
Frank.
Yeah, just drive his car. We ride together, everything. Frank, Ted, Willie, Andrew, or I've been to every one of them funeral.
Wow. What was that like? I understand that circle. You know, I ain't no lame to it. I understand, but I'm talking this particular circle with the Ward brothers and all, and you being in the center of that. You know, give us a small glimpse of that.
Well, all I can tell you, they was gentlemen. They was my personal friends. And even some of the Ward brothers. See, a lot of people don't know the true history of them. I know them personally. These was my friends. And I knew things nobody don't know.
Yeah.
He used to be at my house, kicking, admired me, respected me as on a giant size level.
Right.
And Ted Ward, I hadn't seen him in 18 years. We went to his brother's funeral. And the last time I had saw him, he told me, he said, man, everybody's so concerned about your business and how you do this and how you do that. I said, when they asked me, I said, what is Verge doing? He said, mind his own business and leave everybody else's alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
This show has the intent to define what a real OG is, what an original OG is. My partner and I have developed a method to ensure that if someone should sit in front of this OG logo, that they have been authenticated and found to be true in their history as far as what an OG is.
I want to personally know about the Ward brothers. That was something that I learned about through the movie The Mac. Max Julian in my life had become an associate of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys kind of dictated what happened in certain parts of the community for a long time and still to date.
Right.
So when I found out that my friend had came up with these guys, it wasn't mind blowing, but man, it was so inquisitive. It was something I wanted to talk to you about so bad, man, because I grew up as a kid admiring that situation.
Everybody did.
And I know you, and I know you're at the top of your game, and I'm saying, man, how long ago was this? And how did you fraternize with these people? What was that lifestyle like at that time? And for you to sit here and share that, it's a beautiful thing. I don't want, like yourself, people to think that we're glorifying that lifestyle. That's not what we're doing. It's a part of our life. We've moved on. We've become other people, businessmen, et cetera, et cetera. We're here trying to help people make our community a better place. But it's just something, if you had lived at that time, you just can't negate it. You just can't, can you, brother?
No, you cannot.
And to see you, how old are you, brother?
76.
Did you hear what he said? His brother looked like he about 60 years old or less. 76 years old. Got workout videos that'll scare you to death.
Well, like I was saying before, you got to be all in the mind. A lot of people don't have the strength in their mind to keep pushing. Health is wealth.
Thank you.
And you have to take care of yourself. A lot of people follow trends. And like I say, they be caught up in that bubble. And they don't know how to get past it because they got more sheep than they do shepherds. And all they want to do is follow. But who they follow, it's like the blind leading the blind. I see so much of it,
I get it.
And it's the majority rules. Bottom line, you could see 5 people come through and got the total package on everything, but you see 30 people come through and outrule them 5.
Okay.
They're going to go with the negativity than what's popular because they're not thinking themselves.
Exactly.
Me, myself, personally, I knew what it take for longevity.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it take to be respected. I know what it take to be successful. I have businesses. I have books, movies. I don't even know if I mentioned about my book, From the Inside Out. Death is not a game. I got it from both sides of it. So you read them two books, you're gonna make your mind up right then that you need to go to school and get educated, go on what I just said.
Okay.
Because it's all there in them two books.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing, man.
And I don't like being on the black side, which we know black is beautiful.
Yes.
But we got to be realistic. We can't see in the dark. We can't do nothing in
Hey.
it. See, everything we can do, it got to be in the light.
In the light.
We want to stay on a positive note. And you got to pattern after something that you see as positive. Most people pattern after something they see as negative. You got people
Exactly.
going out here shooting and killing and doing all this stuff. Man, they take people like us that can go in, which they consider us as down, you know, at the bottom, don't know nothing, criminals or whatever. We're on this one that could step off in the White House and the mayor's place and stop a lot of this.
Exactly.
You know, it's just like when they hire people for drug rehabs. Who do they hire? People that use drugs.
Hello.
Yeah. These people that's never been through that can't teach nobody nothing, can't stop nothing. Yeah.
We
wanna
made our
some of that.
mistakes.
We're the one that can stop a whole lot of stuff, but they don't want to see us do it because
They don't want to stop.
the world is built on capitalism. They don't give a damn what happened.
Long
Long
as they
as the
rake it
money
in.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Get it.
So they
I
don't
get
care about you or that person, See, the world has been on war. When they send the people to war, they know millions of them gonna get killed when they send them. They
Part of
don't
war.
care.
It's the nature of war.
It's not about saving lives. It's about them winning with money.
It's about power,
That's it.
wealth.
Yeah.
You know, and that leads me into another subject. You do your birthday party every year,
Right.
and you're getting ready to do that again.
Right.
No need of us going through who may be there because
Right.
that could be anybody.
Right.
You know, it's a pretty fascinating situation.
Yeah. Most people that all the people that know about my resume when it comes to my whole life, the real ones is dead.
Wow.
All the guys I come with is dead, but one person that I come up with as a kid,
Wow.
we're the only one that's alive today.
Wow. That's something else.
Everybody else is dead out of all those people. And I think about them all the time.
I know you
They
do.
were some hell of a guys. They had hell of a words, and they were some hell of a hustlers.
And I must say,
Yeah.
you're a hell of a guy.
Well, appreciate that. You
No,
know,
well, I mean, it is what it is, bro.
yeah, I was taught that as a kid, and it's embedded in me. I come from a good stock. My parents raised me right. My whole surroundings was right, and that's the way I come up. Action become habits.
There it is.
You know, they got good habits, they got bad habits.
Where is your mind today? Business wise, you know, something you want to accomplish at this point in your life, you know, where are you at right now?
Well, I done a lot of things in life. I'm on straight constructive to leave a legend. How would you say it? For my kids.
A legacy.
Yeah, legacy for my kids, grandkids, stuff of that nature. That's what I'm focusing on now.
Good.
I'm on the right path for something that can really come out of it real successful. And that's kind of basically what I'm on. I'm kind of, don't need is what I used to, I don't need it no more. It's real simple. It's not hard at all.
Yeah, well,
Just got to have a mindset for it.
you know, it's simple when you get it.
Yeah, it's, you know, but you got to make an attempt.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even make an attempt because it's the same thing we go back to. You know, you have kids raising kids. Parents think they got control over kids. It's their friends that does that. We would never know.
Exactly.
They're not going to tell us.
Exactly.
Whether you know it or not, they think we just old fools living in the past.
That's what we thought. We looked at our parents.
Yeah, same thing.
Hey.
It's just recycles.
Yes.
So I found out one thing, believe it or not, everybody respect success.
Believe that.
Once you get respect, then people will listen. This is what we're shooting for. We got to show something that's positive for them to pay attention to. I got all my kids, they respects me.
Yes, sir.
But I know for the definite fact, if I wasn't standing strong on my belief and my actions, my kids are hard. They are hard to impress. You can't impress them. I impress
Okay.
all my kids. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and that's
beautiful.
appreciated.
That's hard to
because
do.
I know I'm doing something right.
That's hard to do with any children.
Right. So you got to stand on something solid, some foundation to make anybody, it falls on down to the people in the streets. We can do certain things to control a lot of stuff that's going on, but you have to be somebody. Like, you got to be some type of leader that they can see something that's on a positive note.
Exactly.
You can't just talk. You got to walk that walk. You just can't talk. You got to walk that walk.
Exactly.
Yeah, the movie I was making called My Life Over the Top, we were shooting that in Fresno. Had the killers, the robbers, all the youngsters out there that you can't tell nothing to, ain't gonna listen to nothing. You can look at their face and tell, I'll kill you right now if wasn't nobody
Exactly.
around. Guess
For the
what?
hell of it.
Guess what? Man, I rode through there by myself and controlled 70, 80 of them by myself. And we was on the west side, where they kill and shoot.
Exactly.
Man, they were so respectful to me, man, and listen to everything I said and come to me and ask some questions. So this is what it takes to control the cities and stuff, you know. It can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done. People in the mayors and all, they can't do it.
Why would our children listen to them?
They're not gonna do it.
They feel like,
But they the one think they can do it.
yeah, I know they do, but the children feel like you're the reason I'm in the condition I'm in.
Me or you, 3, 4 of us can go down and control way more than they can.
Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
yeah. I rode down and had a brand new Rolls Royce parked out front. I'm juried all up. I got all my jury on. Me and I was jury standing out there right on the west side. Guess what? Police seen all them people out there and didn't do nothing. They respected it. You know what I'm saying?
They recognized it.
Yeah, they respected it.
And that's what original OGs do.
This is what we do.
So,
So,
again, you know, it has been my pleasure and my honor
right.
for the listening audience. This is the one and only Grandmaster. The wisdom that he's given us on this show is not something that he just give up easily. And you will see him on the original OG's council. Stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, join the movement, and I guarantee you, you will take away things from us that would help you enhance your life and become a better person. Thank you.
We have created this show so that men and women alike can come forward and tell their truth. If you have people that you believe to be an OG, go into the comment section, write us, let us know where to find the history so that we can authenticate it, bring them on the show, tell their story so that we can add to the American history. That's it. That's all.
The original OG.
The original OG.